Hello there, everybody, and welcome back to episode 15 of Koganaros, the Fortress by the Sea. And it's the first episode after the devastating dragon attack that did basically kill an entire wave of immigrants and left us with quite some reverberations, but we have built a proper tomb right at the entrance to the fortress, and, well, I've prepared yet again a couple of little things that will help us over the course of the time. So, in the elevation level here, I have carved out a wonderful array of new apartments. These will take a while until they are finished. We need flooring, we need furniture, and whatnot, but it will accommodate a lot of dwarves here that will help us to build up the fortress. Of course, we will continue also today up here. I really do hope that we're going to see some fulfillment and some work towards the bridge today. I really want to start working towards the water, mainly because I really want to start to get rid of my prisoners. I figured that the coolest way to punish evildoers in Koganaros is to just toss them into the sea. Take them on a deep point on the ocean bridge and then just toss them away. I think that will be how we're handling goblins and all those skulking creatures that make our life unnecessarily hard. So, besides that, well, life in Koganaros is actually pretty good. We have a couple of unhappy dwarves here, but they are in the minority. We got ourselves, in the last episode, a tavern. How's it called again? The Geared Olive is now in service. Drink and mugs are all available, and we've even had a dance or two already. So I'm also going to open this tavern to the public because I love to do so. We're going to see, yeah, all visitors welcome. We're going to see that this tavern will attract visitors, and this will bring new stories and new life into the fortress. Something I really do like. So I hope I do still know how it works to assign bedrooms to a tavern. Technically, it doesn't really work well, but I like it for the sake of the fluff that it brings. So, assign to the Geared Olive. Yeah, that's how it works. So now the bedrooms are assigned to the tavern. Just like that. Now our tavern has technically 3 rooms to rent. I like that. Usually there's never anybody renting these, and most of the time some inhabitants of the fortress are just loitering there, but I don't mind them either. So, oh boy, there's always a lot of work to be done with the new apartments here. But such is life for every expanding early fortress, in my humble opinion. So, we're going to check on out that we have the proper material linked. There's a steady back and forth between Gabbro and Rock Salt in this fortress. There we go. But I want proper apartments. These make dwarfs seriously happy, and keep everybody busy, hauling bricks and whatnot. So, what do we have here? The Bone Carver. What's your problem, man? More prone to stress is not good. So I can only assume that this guy is one of the survivors of the Cyclops attack. That's what I would assume, given the fact that he's chewing on some trauma. That's the biggest trauma that I can think of that we had before the dragon came, and this guy is unhappy since quite some time. Yeah, this fortress starts to develop its history, and I also browsed a little bit in between this and in between the last episode and this one through the art that I was creating, and a couple of beautiful little things are struck my mind. So here we have a illustration of our expedition leader, the current Baroness of Cock'n'Ross, how she became expedition leader. I like that one. And we also have in the apartment of the Baroness a couple of illustrations of how artifacts have been made here in the fortress. So, like I said, the history of this place is slowly starting to ooze into the walls, something that only this game can really fully fulfill. That's one thing why I always keep coming back to Dwarf Fortress, and I can only imagine where this one will end one day. Surely one of the best sandbox simulators that I know of. Well, let's see how the work on the surface has come together. Not too well, I must say. So, here I am in awe of DF Hack coordinating the building of this wall. I gotta tell you, building this wall without DF Hack would be an utter nightmare, because dwarves would be building left and right and properly entombing themselves in the middle of the wall and probably die when they fall off that wall, dehydrated, I don't know. So this is really awesome. Here we could witness for a second how these were assigned for a moment to be built or something like that, and then they got blocked because the script realized that we're still gonna build here. It's amazing how well that thing figures out which has to be the next block in order so that everything can be built. Really good stuff, really good stuff. Once all that here, by the way, has been carved on out, we can actually start building the bridge very soon. TM. So, hello. It's just a forgotten beast. I still got some PTSD from that dragon. So, there will be... the forgotten beasts are having a kaiju brawl out. Nice. So the plan will be to create a ramp connecting the yard with the upper level so that traders can, roleplay-wise, come with their carts, drive it up the ramp, and then drive their carts towards the ocean. That's how we're going to do this. And of course, this area up here will be, well, I guess, part of the city at the end of the day. I haven't fully figured out how I'm going to use this whole rectangle here, but I can envision barracks or even a tavern. I mean, lots of things come to mind. Let me know in the comments if you have an idea what we could do there. So, but I do see that my Gabra production is not to my liking. So let's go downstairs and see what we can do about that. Oh yeah, and another thing is very important today. We need a temple for to Tabmik. It's a god that has some really, really likable characteristics, believe me when I say that. Oh, look at that. There's a couple of walls missing. Not today. So, there we go. We're going to make a temple happen here. So, we need the 5-on-5. This is mandatory for temples. Your temples won't work without. Let's carve in a little bit of an extra shape. Recently realized that I really want to go for some extra shapes in my fortress a little bit more again. So let's keep it like that, because we had some random gemstone there. Why not? Good. So, I think we're still on salt. Yes. Got the salt still loaded. Alright. There we go. It's a rather small temple, but as far as I remember, Tabmik wasn't too much of a big deity either. So let's check it out. I do remember that Tabmik was a very, very likable deity in charge of very, very simple, wonderful things. Let me check it out. I think it was deformity or something like that. Yeah, and 10 worshippers? I'm somewhat concerned. The last time I checked this, it was only 1. Alright, the Chapel of Calluses. Alright, whatever. Knock yourself out, jurist. So we're going to upgrade that temple again. It's always good to do that. Makes dwarves happy. If the environment is high quality, you're just as happy. So then we only just have to slap in a couple of statues. We're currently creating extremely high value stuff here with all the extra gemstones that we're decorating these things. It's pretty big stuff happening here. We're creating really valuable statues and altars here. So these altars are really cool to upgrade the value of temples because they have a nice roleplay value for me, you know? I always like it when things have, my fortress have a certain reason to be there and a certain story and all those things. Dwarf Fortress lives off of that, in my humble opinion. Can grow quite boring if you fail at storytelling, or at least for me that is. I don't know how you guys are wired. So, but that certainly looks pretty nice, especially the pair of pants on the dance floor that's currently hidden beneath the save game. Alright, oh boy, I was just having some fun. The world has passed into the Age of Legends. I've never seen that happen before. Cool. So that means I think that a certain amount of forgotten beasts are just dead now. So probably those kaijus battling it out there just made a age turn over, turning a page basically. Say, do we have a new mayor again? No. Just wanted to check. So, what's floating guts? Do I really want to know? Dwarf Fortress has some really weird leathers. If you think you've seen it all, play Dwarf Fortress, man. The Baroness meets with the elf diplomat. You have disrespected the trees in this area. Alright, dude. Alright. They don't like me cutting trees. It's always the same story. Elves come on by and act out all bossy and wise on you. But we need new beds. What shall we do? So I really hope that the surface level will be done with their business soon. Because I cannot really expand on anything until these things are done. I have the urge to do things, but I can't. I just can't, you know. I need to let things rest for a short period of time until we can finally get ourselves some new blueprints down. I'm very impatient, you know. I've been preparing this bridge for a damn long time now, and I'm so looking forward to make the first few steps. Mega projects in this game are insanely fun. And this is a really small one, you know. In terms of mega projects, it's really not that mega. But for me, it has to serve a certain storytelling element. And here I'm also always open for the dear audience's ideas. I mean, we're role-playing here an entire civilization since a while, and long-term viewers of you might have been around since Gulf Cobalt. So, who knows? Well, the apartment block is looking shiny and nice in no time. I gotta say, these people here are by now extremely diligent and fast. And they forgot a door. Well, not that diligent, obviously. Must be the beer. Here, by the way, we got the luxury apartments of that corner. Alright. It's a lot of work, but a happy fortress is a successful fortress. And a bedroom for every dwarf is a key ingredient in my experience. At least it's one of the easiest ways to make everybody happier. But I think it's time to bring in a new dining hall as well at some point. Alright, let's finish this off with an altar. Alert. I don't like to see alert. Let's try that. Oh, that's very descriptive. Yeah, whatever. The Elven Caravan. Yeah, well, we're not trading with these people anymore. They can go away. I'm done with you folks. If I can't cut trees here, you're not my friends anymore. Makes me kind of like think, what are we going to do? Are we going to kill them all, or are we going to just go underground and cut trees there? Silently, out of the vision of the elven race. It's kind of sneaky, isn't it? Okay. Well, things are getting along quite nicely. So I do also realize that we got to construct our way upstairs, don't we? So, I mean, let's follow a worker hauling a gabbro block. I want to know what way they go. Sometimes it's really helpful to get into the feet of your friend. So currently there's still the ramps accessible, but that will be no longer, not that much longer the case. So we're going to construct a main staircase here, upstairs. So things won't be any problem when we've sealed off the last access via ramps. One day that'll happen. Alright. It's so cool. Things are coming together here. That ain't cool though. No. Rock salt stairs are a no-go. That's one thing that's a little bit annoying. That with the materials you have a hard time selecting the right stuff. Anyways, it's worth the effort. I can only say it's worth the effort. So, I really hope that we're not going to get ambushed by another dragon tonight or something like that. I'm really done with stuff like that. Okay, so here we're going to draw in a wall. Wait a sec. I already got floor here. You see, I'm already suffering from confusion myself. So here, there's floor supposed to be. Oh my god, I destroyed my own valuable blueprints. So there we go. I feel like the hardest part is to keep track of what kind of material you have currently loaded under your cursor while building. So the door moves on here. Okay. And then it moves all the way down to here. How am I supposed to find the point there? It's aligned with that one. So this is something where I really always struggle. Okay, but this entire border here is open space. Alright. But at the end of the day, when it's done, it's really cool. Wait a sec. There's still floor here. Yeah, well, whatever. I didn't pay attention properly here. So, there goes a bit of extra wall. And don't want these out of any material. These are supposed to be gabbro. Okay. Wait a sec. It's the wrong height level. They have to be here. It's a little bit confusing. Ramps have to go down below. Alright, this should work now. Whoa! I totally derped out a artifact here while I was busy planning my fortress. It's looking good though. Even with gold bars. That's... So the grumpy dude who wanted to pray to Topnik should be now no longer grumpy. Also, I do realize that my engraver does a great job. He's really fast. So we're going to go and get ourselves some engravings on the entire apartment block. A copper spear. Oh, no. No, what do we have here? An instrument. And he claims it, she claims it as an heirloom. Shame. That would be pretty neat. But instruments should be delivered by the next autumn. So, starting to engrave my apartment blocks bit by bit. I'm staggering that because I don't like to do that all at once. So there's a flow of history incoming into these apartments, you know. Okay. So far, so good. How's my Gabbro stockpile developing? Well, could it be better? But on the other hand, there's so many boulders there. It's not as if we had any lack of boulders here. So there's now a bit of Gabbro floor here hanging over. So, that's what happened. There's a gap here, and that confused the hell out of me. So we're going to go and deconstruct and reconstruct that. Oh, wait a sec. Not that one, though. Alright. Just does bother me too much. I'll keep that one. Maybe we'll do something with that. Beginning of a new room or something like that. And we're going to delete this big bad section of a wall. Something like that, yeah. So let's see, how wide would that be? 3, 4... So that's 12 wide. I think that's a good measure. I didn't want to go for 13 or something like that. Sounds unlucky, doesn't it? Speaking about bad luck, I really hope that nothing bad will happen this time. Still getting... This was not fun. So... Do I get that jingle twice? Do I get 2 waves of immigrants here? Crafts Dwarf Guild. So, okay. Obviously we require another guild hall. This place is filling with dwarves like crazy. But I mean, with all the wealth that we're allocating, I probably shouldn't be wondering. I mean, word must get out. Not only do we go for a massive endeavor here, crossing the ocean, not under the ground, but above the ground, which is pretty untypical for dwarven kind. And yeah, then things are also working on out quite decently. Yeah, dudes, I'm already one step ahead of you. We're already carving out the room. So... I actually do like the idea of the Crafts Dwarf Guild. Very much so. So, I'm going to order a new suite of, or a set of golden statues here. Gold statue. Sometimes I hate this menu. Alright, maybe not only sometimes. So let's go over statue here. So we're going to relate that to everything is going to be related to Koganaros, one way or another. I like to do that from time to time. It's very simple to give you a very specific set of statues. You don't need to go to be too specific or anything. Alright, and unload the Gabra. Okay, there are some work orders that will be not fulfilled because they are supposed to be Galena. I must have ordered some Galena flooring somewhere. Yeah, well, we'll see about that. There's some lingering unfulfilled work order at some point. I'll know where that'll belong. Alright. So the ramp is now there. This is a little bit weird, isn't it, to see that? But it should work if I'm not mistaken. Alright. I also get the feeling as if we really need to pave the floors inside the fortress. It just feels wrong. Either we should polish the ground, but given the fact that we have so much sandy floor here, I don't think that's a good decision. I think we should really select a nice stone type for that measure. So, the Crafts Dwarves Guild. This place is growing and growing. We're at 125 people now. There I thought I was ahead of my time when I issued the orders for a new living hall. Or apartment hall. However you want to call it. Crafts Dwarf. Here we go. And then let's give this place a couple of statues and a couple of engravings. That should actually do the trick. And it's also a nice visual effect here. We're going to do some engravings around the statues. Alright. So let's see, maybe these were the Galena walls, I don't know. And there's a bit of open space here. I saw it due to the shading. I'm surprised that I start to notice stuff like that. Oh my God. This surprises me in a way that I'm not sure whether I think it's good or it's weirding me out. So this might be also a piece of Galena flooring that we've ordered. And here's a bit of grass. How did that survive here? Well, something has to be done. Alright. So I think it's time. We're going to set on out the first bits and bobs of the bridge. Hell yeah. So I want to go for a little bit of shaped building here across the time, but you know what, just want to get a start here so I can tell to myself by the end of this episode we've begun to build the bridge, which is amazing. So as a matter of fact, now that I think about it, I should totally go and play a second fortress right next to this one. So this one actually needs a sibling, a mirror, however you want to call it. This would only make sense, you know, two bridges connecting two big fortresses of the same dwarven culture. That sounds badass, but I don't know if I want to play that for the series because I think it will be less exciting than it sounds, unless we have a cool idea for that second fortress, but well, one thing at a time. We're just starting to build that bridge. But this whole thing's getting me fired up, as you can see. So it's a little bit of a small excess here for external traders and such. What's happening with that piece of wall here? So, we done it, my friends. We are soon above the ocean. A couple of bricks are only necessary to get that done. A few more of them. So, speaking about which, I want a couple of stairs here. And a few pieces of wall here. So we're starting to construct the actual fortress. I mean, this whole thing still needs a roof. It's far from being done. But, you know, it's taking shape. It's seriously taking shape. And the first dwarves are crossing the first few inches, yards, whatever you want to call it, meters above the ocean. I'm proud of them. So I'm going to end this episode for today here. I think we're at a really, really good spot in that regard. And I want to thank you all for being around here. I want to thank all the people who are watching this series, especially those who are around since a longer period of time. You know, the series does run for a while already. And yeah, feel free to drop me your comments. I really love to hear back from you. A thumbs up and a subscription would be deeply appreciated too. And as usual, I need to point towards Patreon, PayPal, and Buy Me a Coffee. I am really, really happy for all the support that I get. Big thanks to all of you who already do. And if you want to join on in, please use one of these if you want. These are the best ways to transport nations with a very, very low amount of fees. Anyways, have a wonderful day. See you next time, and have a good day. Bye-bye.